Child Consultation Center finally contacted Satoko's uncle after finding out she was missing from school for 3 days in a row. I'm sure it was because of her efforts that Satoko was able to come to school today. However, we couldn't really celebrate after seeing her painful expression.
サトコ、本当に心配したんだぞ。
この3日間、本当に何事もなかったんですか？
3日間熱が下がらなかったんですの。ご迷惑をおかけしましたわね。
She started telling us why she hadn't been at school. Nobody had even asked her that.
多分、おじさんからそう答えるよう強く脅されてるんだと思う。あんな姿痛々しくて、なんだか悔しいくらいだよ。
Didn't seem more angry than sad. Thought I felt the same way. Felt like my anger was boiling up and lodging painfully in my throat. He was only letting Satoko come to school because he was now certain she wouldn't do anything that would put him at a disadvantage. He was treating her like a tamed animal. Was it too late already? I thought of the broken Satoko I once saw in my imaginary world.
サトコ、お前はよく頑張ってるな。
当然ですわ。ニーニーがいなくても、私は一人で頑張れますもの。
Slowly reached out my hand towards her head. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween to you too.
お前がよく耐えて頑張ってるご褒美に頭撫でてやる。嫌か？
She didn't reply, but she didn't refuse either. Slowly put my hand on her head. She didn't react to it, but a tear rolled down from her eye all of a sudden. Was she crying because she didn't want to be touched? No, that wasn't it. Rather, it was the opposite. I stopped patting her head, it hurt her feelings. Satsuko felt obliged to survive without her Nini. That didn't mean she didn't want anyone's help. She couldn't appreciate my patting her head openly. Satsuko had no choice but to cry in silence. How's your day, Dianea?
さとこちゃん、今は泣いても誰にも言わないよ。
And after Dena said that, Satsuko started crying like a baby. I felt relieved, knowing that it wasn't too late. She hadn't yet suffered from the fatal emotional wound that I saw in my imaginary world. However, her tears made it clear that I needed to save her as soon as possible, no matter what the whole world might say to me.
さとこ、きっとみんなが助け出してくれますのです。きっとなのですよ。
Happy Halloween to you too, Dianea! You know, it kind of, like, there was one time in Dave the Diver, they were saying Happy Halloween with fireworks and everything, but nobody was there to appreciate the Happy Halloween. I was the only one, you know, that found it funny.
さとこ、ぼんやりしてたわけじゃないんだよ。ね、ケイちゃん。
おう、俺たちはな、児童相談所に訴えてるんだ。あのおじの野郎の非道から、サトコを一刻も早く助け出してほしいってな。
そんなことしてくださらなくても結構ですのに。
俺たちだけじゃねえぞ。なあ、富田君。
僕だけじゃないです。
What did I do? Usual. Nothing crazy. You know, I'm at this, like, I think I said it before, but, like, at this point, I'm not really worrying about my work because I'm going to be traveling in 2 weeks, so it's like, I'm just kind of taking it easy, I guess. And then I'll worry about work after I come back from my vacation, and then I'll see from there what I do. So, I'm just going to be chilling until I travel, and then, you know, I'll be chilling when I travel, and then come back, and that'll be the thing I mainly focus on.
岡村も、クラスのみんなも戦っています。
One thing I think I should do, though, since I'm in Canada and I'm looking to get residency here, is that I should learn French. That's probably gonna make my life a lot easier. Even if I learn some basic French, I think it's gonna make my life a lot easier if I'm able to do it. And since I know some Spanish, I can transfer over a bit. I at least know the basics, so surely I should know the basics of French. My sister's doing French. So, I could probably ask to see if she has any, like, any resources I can use that she's used in the past.
そうだよ。僕たちクラス全員で相談所に押しかけてるんだ。もちろん今日も行くよ。
French fries. Yet it originated from Belgium.
ねえ、前原さん。
Really makes you wonder.
ああ、
Doesn't it?
サトコを救い出せるまで、俺たちはくじけないもんな。
All the boys and girls in the class answered my call with their cheers. Satsuko seemed a little surprised, but then soon became expressionless again.
だから相談所の方が来ましたのね。余計なことをなさらなくてもいいのに。
さとこ、ひょっとして相談所の人が来たことによってあいつから何かいじめられたりしたんですか？
What? Why do you? Is this your new thing that you're just gonna spam? Like, since you don't have pink cubes thing, is this like this thing you're just gonna? You gotta spam it now? Because it's like the same mouth open. She wouldn't answer. I couldn't tell what that silence really meant. And why do you have a green lady as well? Must have heard the noise. No, soon after Chia-sensei entered the classroom, she must have heard the noise we were making.
北条さん、体の具合はもういいのですか？
We didn't know for sure if she was really sick or not. All of us, including Chia-sensei, were feeling the same thing.
ええ、おかげさまで本当にご心配をおかけしましたわね。もう平気ですのよ。
これからはちゃんと学校に来られそうですか？
ええ、だから本当にもうご心配なさらなくていいんですのよ。
What are we saying? What are we like? Is that what she is? She's farting right now?
相談所の人になん
Is
か
that
言わ
the
なくていい
green
ん
emote?
ですのよ。
北条さん、もし本当に辛くなった時は先生のお家へいらっしゃい。
Higurashi. The father? Is that what you're saying farter for?
先生は
It's not the
北条さんの味方ですからね。
farter, it's uncle. No?
いつでもいらっしゃい。
そこで先生だけに美味しいとこを持ってかれちゃたまんないね。さとこ、ここにいる私たちは全員味方だよ。
そうです。さとこもぜひ私のマンションに遊びに来てください。余ってる部屋もありますから、さとこのプライベートルームにしちゃっても全然 OK ですので。
ダメです。さとこは僕の家で飼ってるのですから。早
Higurashi.
く僕のお家に帰ってこないとダメなのですよ。みぱー。
なあ、サトコは一人ぼっちなんかじゃない。みんながお前を助けようと今必死になっているんだ。
Why'd you put a fart cloud now as well? But I don't know if people at the Child Consultation Center will ever understand how we feel. If what Oishi-san told me yesterday was true, then once they learn this isn't the will of all of Hinamizawa, once they learn it's only her classmates creating a stir, they might harden their stance against us. What? That's what you put, a fart cloud. Dianea 42, and then fart cloud. Are you saying that you're the one farting right now? All we had planned to do was go there with more people and ask for the same thing. Child Consultation Center was going to say the same thing to us too. Wasn't going to be any different from yesterday. Prove it! I'm just asking a question. You know, I didn't make a statement. I'm not saying you are doing that. I'm just asking, like, you know, are you saying that you're the one farting right now since you put a fart cloud and it's coming out from your name? It also tells us that there's no proof of any abuse happening. Are we going to go through the entire alphabet? Why did they think that? Because Satsuko won't admit.
お気持ちだけで十分ですのよ。本当に大丈夫ですから。嘘だよ。
Rena spoke with a smile, but her words cut sharp.
さとこちゃんは大丈夫なんかじゃない。さとこちゃんはみんなを騙しきれてなんていないよ。
I finished episode 4 today. Nice. And what are your thoughts on it? End of the questions arc. What are your thoughts?
ここにいる全員が、いや、もっともっと大勢が、さとこちゃんが苦しみ、悲しんでいることを知っているよ。だから私たちは、さとこちゃんを助けるために、立ち上がって精一杯頑張ってる。
Umi Pico. Let's go. So, now compare Higurashi questions to Umineko questions. Which one do you like more?
悲しい沼に、胸まで浸かりもがいているさとこちゃんに、みんなで手を差し伸べている。でも、それだけじゃさとこちゃんを救えないの。
そうなんだ、サトコ。相談所側は俺たちの言い分に耳を貸しつつも、
Umi questions is a lot better overall.
サトコ本人が虐待を否定するから虐待はないの。
I
一点張
forgot.
り
I
なん
know
だ。
you wrote out your list last time of where you rank everything. But I think from what I remember, you listed Umineko questions in like the top third of like your entire overall for the 07th stuff. Like, I think you rated chapter 8, 7, and 6 higher than Umineko, but that was it? Episode 4 isn't a mini chapter like Higurashi's. It took to be like 27? What? 27 segments?
俺たち全員が聡子を救いたいと思っても聡子が受け入れてくれなければ救えないんだ。
私、とても昔に逆の
Oh, okay,
立場だったこ
27
とがあ
hours.
るの。
Okay, okay. Okay. So, how long did it take you for the other sections? Is it about that long, or longer, or shorter?
どうせ誰にも自分は
It was
救えないと。
basically 20, though. Wait, what do you mean it was basically 20, though?
自分が今していることが最善手だと。そう思い込んでいるから、仲間が差し伸べてくれる手を受け入れられない。でもその時、顔も思い出せないけど、
It was
ある
basically
人が
20 of
言っ
those
た。
segments. Okay. Wow, yeah, so there's like... It's crazy that there's... So, yeah, I forgot to ask you. How are you... When you got that far, how did you decide to start saving over things? Or saving stuff in general? You just started, like, using one save file and started saving over it over and over and over again? Or, like, what did you do?
本当に選びたかった世界はすぐそこにある。でもそこへ至るには、向こうのみんなとこちらの自分が互いに手を伸ばし合わないとダメ
Basically,
なの。
okay.
私たちだけが手を伸ばしても意味がない。
What if you want to go back for whatever reason? What would you do? What would you... Yeah, what would you do, you think?
だからさとこちゃん、あなたも手を伸ばして。それで互いに手をつかみ合って、初めて私たちは元の世界へ戻れるんだから。レナ、それを誰に？覚えてない。きっと幼稚園よりも小さい頃なんじゃないかと思う。いつどこで誰になんて覚えてない。でも、その時の気持ちを私は今でもはっきりと思い出せるの。あの時の気持ちがあったから、今日の私がある気がするの。
そうだな。
So people are just remembering fragments.
レナに言ったそい
overall.
つは間違ってないぜ。聡子は今助けを求めないのが強さだと思い込んでる。それが最善手だと勘違いしてる。いいか、違うんだ。自分の顔を鏡で見てみろ。それが望んだ世界を掴んだ顔か。違うだろ。聡子はこんな世界心のどこにも望んでなんかいない。俺たちは聡子を元の世界に連れ
Right,
戻
I'll
せる。
say Higurashi 4, 2, 1, Umineko 1, 2, 3. Oh no, so 1, 2, Higurashi 3, Umineko 3, Higurashi 8, Umineko. Wow! Umineko 4 is up there then. Top 5.
そしてその手を伸ばしてる。その手は聡子の鼻先のところまで伸びてるんだぜ。だがあともうわずかが届かない。届いてりゃ髪の毛を踏んづかんででも引っ張り出してる。だがそのわずかが届かないんだ。だから掴め。お前が掴め。手を伸ばしても誰にも届かないから観念するなんて言わせねえぞ。お前の鼻先に俺の、いや俺たちの手があるんだよ。だから掴むんだ。手を伸ばすだけでいい。あとは俺たちが元の楽しかった世界へ引っ張り上げてやるから。
Satsuko wouldn't reach out her hand. She just stared at mine as though praying for something. Fingers were shaking, but Satsuko wouldn't try to reach her hand towards mine. Alright, Tom, I didn't realize that. I went to Star 5? Well, you said you wanted to take a break, right? How much do you plan? Do you plan like days, weeks, months, years, decades? Okay, yeah. You get the point. But like, you know, it's really entirely up to you, you know? But like, I know you did say you wanted to take a bit of a break beforehand. I felt like screaming out in anger, but I didn't want to scare her. If I did that, she'd never trust me again. All I could do was wait for her to reach out her hand.
ありがとうですわ。本当にありがとうございますですわ。
I don't know if I even want to. I should. Do what you want to do. Right? Like, you should do what you're interested in doing.
でも、本当に平気ですのよ。本当に。
さとこ。もう少し、時間がいるんだよ。
Because, like, yeah, you know. Like, it was the same thing. For me, like, last night, I started a manhwa. And I was like, I was interested in it. But, okay. A couple of years back, I read one. And it's, like, one of my favorite manhwas I've read. But it didn't get any updates for, like, a couple of years, right? And recently I found out, I even checked, like, 2 weeks ago, right? And it didn't come out with anything. But I was looking through with one of my friends yesterday, and we looked at, and, like, we somehow happened upon that 2 weeks ago, it actually did get an update, and it's starting to get updates. So, I was gonna start a different one, that, like, you know, we also looked through and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. But as I started reading the first couple chapters, even though it was interesting, all I could do was think about starting, like, rereading that initial manhwa, like, that older one. And, like, basically catching up to it so I remember what it's like to, you know, to see what's happening with the current season. So, as I got through... So let me... This is probably easier. I feel like I'm being kind of confusing right now. Okay. We got the old one, and new one here, right? Okay. This is old and new. Okay. Vague posting, yeah. So, I initially started this one in, like, 2000, let's say 2023, right? 2023 is when I started this. Because I think that sounds about right. It stopped coming out with updates in 2024, so that's when I stopped. In 2024. Okay? This new one we found I wanted to read. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me read. Wow. But at the exact same time we found this, I was like, we found out that this started coming out with updates again in 26. So although this was a new one that I hadn't read before, all I could think of was that, man, I want to get up to where this is in current day, because I'm very interested in it, and, like, it's one that I really like. So even though I started this, I got, like, 3 chapters in for this one. All I could do was think about this one and how much I wanted to read it. This one. So I kind of stopped. So because of that, and because I was giving this one, like, the time, like, wasn't giving it the time of day, I just decided to start reading this one. So I'm, like, rereading it again. Hello, Chunky. Yeah, sorry, I was just explaining to Dianea, you know, basically she's like, you know, she really wants to read one thing. I'm basically explaining that, like, the exact same situation that we're in terms of what to read and not to read, and you should always read the thing that you want to, or the thing that you're invested in. That's the thing you should put your time into, because that's the thing that's going to give you more enjoyment. There we go. That's what I mean to say. Satsuko needed time to sort out her feelings, but her time limit was getting closer and closer. Yeah, I completely feel you, and it's like, it really sucks being halfway what the lemon said. Okay, once again, I'm not a lemon, but yeah, you're right, yes. So if me like Pokemon cards, me buy Pokemon cards, me happy. Yeah. I mean, like, you should buy, like, if Pokemon makes you happy, you shouldn't buy, like, Yu-Gi-Oh cards just because it's, like, the popular thing, right? I don't even know if it is, but I'm just like saying random stuff, right? Like you wouldn't buy Magic the Gathering cards because that's the popular thing. If you enjoy Pokemon cards, then that's what, like Surplus, for example, he bought cards for the One Piece trading card game. I don't think that's a popular thing at all, but Surplus was interested in that, and he bought that. The next moment, we heard someone approaching our classroom. By the sound of the footsteps, we could tell that it was the principal. So I couldn't tell why Satoko was twitching like she got executed. Instantly order 20 booster boxes. True, Chunky, let's go. The door quickly opened and the principal strode aside. Yeah, the One Piece, exactly, yeah. But he bought it because he was interested in it. And I think that's completely fine. You buy the stuff, or like you focus on the things that make you make you have the most fun. Is that correct? That you have the most fun with. Yeah, that's more right. He seems relieved to see Satoko back in school. However, Satoko reacted both dramatically and bizarrely. I feel like it's 99% of people who are already fans. Yeah, I mean, people would have to be interested in One Piece to want the One Piece trading card game, definitely. I don't think trading card game people, or people who play TCGs normally, would just be like, oh, I'm going to get the One Piece trading card game. When there are other trading card games out there that specifically focus on that. Oh, and me have the Mega Charizard Sir card. I just pulled it. Nice! Is it one that you were looking for the entire time, or what? I don't know really much about Pokemon cards. No one in the classroom could understand her actions. Yes. Well then, perfect, Chunky. I'm happy for you. That you got what you wanted. What other cards are you looking for? You never even considered that it was because the principal had entered the room. The principal, however, realized it immediately. Satoko was scared to see him.
Hojo-kun, 大丈夫かね?
He spoke in a kind voice, but Satoko was still afraid. It was plain as day to all of us that Satoko was frightened at the sight of the principal, but none of us could understand why.
大丈夫か、サトコ。何も怖がることなんてないぞ。ここには味方しかいない。
おじが
Everyone here thought for sure that Satoko's uncle had shown up to get her. We all rose at once, shielded Satoko in a circle, and searched the surroundings. I had yet to see her uncle's face, but we were in school now. If someone unfamiliar showed up, I could spot him immediately. If we tried to force Satoko to leave, then forget everything else. I'm still hunting the Mega Draconite and the Ever cards. Eevee. Oh, okay. All the Eevees are, all the evolutions, or just specific ones do you need? Or do you want? If you tried to force Satoko to leave, then forget everything else. I'd end the fight right here. Mion and Shion are thinking the same thing. However, while Satoko remained frightened, we couldn't find any sign of her uncle. Satoko was trembling as if he was already here inside our classroom, but outside of him. Setting up stuff together for Umi is going to be a little tough, but it's a one and done deal. Yeah. Okay. I thought about it a bit more, Dianea, and I think the thing that for me, like what I don't like about Higurashi the most, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but I think for me, what I do not enjoy about it is that I feel that it repeats a lot of information, and I feel like it also puts a lot of information that's not necessary and extends that out, like, really, like, lengthily, you know? Like, it's a very... They just go on tangents for no reason. Like, yesterday, for example, they did the entire thing with you weren't there, but the entire thing with Kameda, and they went to, like, recruiting the otakus at, like, Angel Mort, and they did all that spiel, like, and I feel like that's just not necessary to the plot at all. Like, I was just skipping through with Ruben, and it's just, like he was saying, yeah, it's just not ordinary, and I'm, like, stuff like that, I get kind of annoyed with, because it's like, I want to get to the stuff that I'm interested in. Like, this stuff right here, this stuff is interesting, but I don't care about the other things, you know? I can understand in chapter 1 and 2 and, like, you know, I guess maybe the questions arc as a whole, because it's for setup, but I really don't understand a lot of the point of it in the answers arc. That's, like, that would be my, like, you know, main criticism, like, my, really one of the few criticisms of Higurashi, I think. When I'm, like, you know, not being mad about being bullied, you know? Like, when I'm looking at it from an objective lens, that's probably the thing I would comment on. I already have a lot. I have the Umbreon, and a few others. I like them. Okay, and an idea for next stream, room tours. We show our rooms for fun. That would be cool, but the thing is, I don't think there's enough people here to do something for, like, a full stream. I think that would be good if we had more people, but, like, you know, sometimes... And some people, like, may not want to show their room, you know? Like, it's... I think that would be great, Chunky, if there were more people. Like, let's say I was a 50-viewer streamer or something. That would probably be doable. But as it is now, where I'm, like, you know, still single digits, I don't think it's really possible. But it would be fun, though. I agree. That's something that would be fun. Satoko was frightened by the figure of the principal. Yeah, that's fair, Diana. Satoko was frightened by the figure of the principal. I could understand that she'd be scared of his footsteps, but they were still terrified after he showed his face. This was not normal. There's an argument where every chapter is released months or sometimes years apart. That's probably why the way it was. That makes sense when you're looking at it through that lens. That's fair. We have a YouTube channel now. Nice! What do you post on your YouTube channel? I can definitely understand that, Diana. And that's definitely true. Like, you know, if you have to think about it where it's months and years apart, maybe people wouldn't want to reread the other chapters and would probably get annoyed if they, like, left out information that it's like they're supposed to know but they don't know it. That's fair. But I think that only makes sense when things are coming out. Yeah, when reading once it's fully released, it is a bit... Yeah, I agree. It was made clear to me how much stress Satoko was dealing with. Mika-chan hushed Satoko and whispered into her ear. I also feel... It might be for people who go into Higurashi, because I'm assuming, like, when it was coming out, some people might have just, like, gone to the new chapters when they released. Like, they didn't really bother with the older ones, because it was probably more difficult to get back then as well. So you probably have to, you know, tell information in a way that people who had never read Higurashi would understand it, I would think. You can find it with ADHD Guru on YouTube. Nice. What's your content consist of, though, Chunky?
意地悪なおじはいませんですよ。でもそこにおじが私を連れ戻しに来たんですわ。落ち着くのですよ、さとこ。今日のお注射はちゃんとしましたですか？おじが
So yeah, there's still something with the shot and Satoko being, like, having hallucinations.
注射って何の話だ、リカちゃん。
ケイチ、急いで入江を呼ぶのです。
Random stream, random stuff I just said in streams, like a trailer of N, dog, and what? Okay. That's fair.
さとこが大変だと言えばわかりますです。早く、知恵。さとこを保健室に運びましょうです。どうしたの、さとこちゃん。さとこちゃん。
とにかく監督を呼ぼう。医者に見せるしかない。で、誰か監督のところの電話番号はわかるか？
私がわかるよ。職員室の電話を借りよう。
I headed to the nurse's office after I asked Mion to make a phone call to the doctor. There are lots of students surrounding the office. Sensei was forcing out the other kids who had entered the room with them. I snuck behind her and entered it myself. Satoko was lying down on the bed, still shaking with fear. Rena and Rika-chan were there, and were trying to calm her down. I spoke quietly so as not to scare Satoko.
サトコは大丈夫なのか？どうしたってんだ、一体。
Well, it's anime girl voices. You know, what can you do, Chunky?
よくわからないけど、とても怯えていて、校長先生の姿がおじさんに見えたみたいなの。
Hearing that made it easier to understand, but it was still hard to believe. He'd been right in front of us and had spoken to her in such a kind voice. It was really hard to believe that she couldn't tell it was the principal.
壁に黒い点が一つあったら、ケイチやレナはそれが何に見えますですか？ハエが嫌いな人ならきっと ハエだろうと思いますです。
But it's high. No, yeah, it's true.
雲が嫌いなら
But some
雲に
people do have, like, this is probably, there's definitely probably some voice acting things, but some people do have, naturally high-pitched voices like this.
人は識別のつかない何かがあった時、無意識のうちに一番自分にとって嫌なものでないことを確認しようと強く意識するのです。さとこちゃんは近づいてくる校長先生の足音を聞き、
I mean, this is definitely something
とっ
I
さに
think
お
of
じ
as
さん
well.
を思い浮かべたということ？
Usually, like, so, something that, like, maybe not triggers me, but it's like, it's like what my dad would always do in the morning to wake us up is knock on the door, like, really loudly. So, when I hear knocking loudly on a door, it's like I get sent back to, like, and, like, I really dreaded that sound. The sound of, like, the knocking on the door, that was, like, one of my most hated sounds. So, like, even when I hear knocking now, it's, like, something that I'm really, like, dread to hear. But a Pokemon of you with info, I think you would agree on the info. What's the Pokemon? Or what, yeah, Pokemon info thing.
でも、校長が実際に姿を現しても、まだ怯えていたぜ。
その誤解がすぐに解けなくなるのがさとこの病気なのです。
What does she mean, illness? I tried to ask Rika-chan that, but Satoko was becoming even more frightened. Rika-chan held her hand gently and tried to calm her down. Rena tapped my shoulder. She was indicating to me that we should leave Rika-chan and Satoko alone in the room. I agreed with her. Satoko was in tremendous shock.
じゃあ、俺たちは教室へ戻ってるよ。
お願いしますです。
Rena and I left the nurse's office. My classmates were still asking Chie-sensei about Satoko's condition. As they saw me, they walked over and asked how she was.
みんな、とりあえずはリカちゃんに任せよう。サトコは今、とても怯えやすくなってるんだ。だから、怖がらせないようにしてやってくれ。多分、ここで騒いでいるのも、サトコには怖く感じるんだと思う。
教室へ戻ろう。きっとすぐに監督が来て様子を見てくれるよ。みーちゃん、連絡は取れたんだよね。
うん。大至急来てくれるって。それまではリカちゃんに任せて安静に。絶対に保健室から出さないようにだってさ。はい、皆さん。教室に戻りなさい。
Hello, Ruben. What do you have here? How's it going? Or you could have put a 1-minute one for this one if you wanted, Ruben. A minute 15, it's fine. I think I will change how I do the video stuff soon. Cause, yeah, I think I'll change how I do the video stuff soon, where it's like I add 30 seconds for like a certain amount of points. So, whereas, you know, before it would be like, oh, you know, you only do like this amount and this amount. It's like you can do 30-second increments of videos, and it's like you can keep adding and adding. And I could do, you know, say like, oh, we're only allowed to go max of 5 minutes, but yeah. Early access event. How are you doing though, Ruben? It's gotta bring some joy to a depressing chapter. Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, doing well. When is the next part coming out? Do you know? Oh, my family went to go watch the Michael Jackson movie, and they said they enjoyed it as well. So something I definitely do want to see at some point.
朝のホームルームを始めますよ。
While the teacher took our attendance, a car arrived on school premises. Everyone's attention was drawn to it. Probably next year or 2028, who knows, damn. 3 people with white gowns came outside of the vehicle. Idia ran into the school into a hurry. We were surprised to see 3 people show up. Made us all worry that Satoko was in worse shape than we'd realized. It's definitely the worst cinematic experience. Okay. Chie-sensei felt the same way. We left class to Mion and hurried to the nurse's office. Despite our worries, Satoko returned to the classroom about 10 minutes later. She was still as depressed as she was in the morning, but she was no longer in a state of panic.
さとこ、もう起きて大丈夫なんですか？もう少し休んでてもいいと思います。
ご心配をおかけしましたわね。もう平気ですのよ。さとこちゃん。
Satoko seemed bothered by the way we were worrying about her. Chie-sensei also returned to the classroom. At the same time, I snuck out so I could talk to Irie and his staff. I saw him talking with Rika-chan.
監督、さとこは本当に大丈夫なんですか？
前原さん。ええ。とりあえずは大丈夫です。しばらく様子を見てあげてください。
ちょっとした発作なのです。もう大丈夫なのですよ。
I'm cooking with fire now. You're a chef, okay? What are you doing right now, Dianea?
発作ってそういうもんなのか？そういえばさっきも保健室でさとこのことを病気だみたいなことを言ってたけど。
では私はこれで失礼します。
Macaroni! Oh, okay. Making some macaroni and cheese or something else. Sure you're not burning out? Listen, I think Keishi's probably one of the worst cooks I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember he would, like, some of the most basic, simple things, he would just did not understand, which it's like intuitively would make sense.
何かあったらまた呼んでください。
Coach bowed and left without making any comment. It was like he was avoiding my question about Satoko's condition.
圭一、誰にも内緒と約束できますですか？
あ。
さとこは数年前からちょっとした病気なのです。ずっとその治療を受け続けていますです。
It was surprising to hear that. My sister put a frozen thing in the microwave once and put 10 minutes in longer than she should have. Did it catch fire or something? Like, yeah, did it literally burn the house down? or what? I'd never seen any sign of that though.
その病気は簡単には治りませんが、ちゃんとお薬と治療を受けることで普通に生活することができるのです。
そうなのか？でもだったら問題ないじゃないか。リカちゃんに打ち明けられるまでサトコが病気にかかってるなんて考えもしなかったもんな。
flew out. What did she put? Did she just like put it in the microwave and then walked away, left it, just didn't check on it at all? Keiichis really do exist. So true, Ruben.
あれだけ元気に過ごせるならそれで十分だよ。
Or did she forget about it entirely? She was hardly in a good condition, so that makes me hesitant to use the word fine. What kind of disease could Satoko have? Based on what I saw earlier, she might have a mental illness rather than a physical one. It might be because of how she was abused in the past. I've heard that mental trauma is not easy to cure and it needs medical attention at times. That must be what's going on with her.
さとこは実は毎日2回のお注射をしなくてはいけない体なのです。ですが朝からいろいろとおじに意地悪をされていたせいで今朝のお注射を忘れてしまったようなのです。
それはつまり注射を1本忘れるとサトコはあんなに怯えてしまう状態になるということなのか？
It was a White Castle microwavable slider. They're like Wait, wait, White Castle microwavable sliders. That's crazy. So what, did it just come out completely charred? Pikachu nodded quietly. Well, I'm gonna go have McDonald's. Sounds good, Ruben. Sounds good. Really was quite a shock. The Satsuko I know is energetic and a mischievous girl who's always bouncing around like a super ball. What's a super ball? Yeah, inedible. Okay. Like me! Wait, that's like me! I couldn't believe that she'd turn into a scared little animal just by forgetting to take a
注
shot.
射を忘れると、聡子はとてもとても怖がりになってしまうのです。
See, I'm glad you agree with me.
すると、何かが起こったり、聞こえたり、現れたりするだけで、
John came
そ
back
れら
because
が
his
聡
phone
子に
died.
危害を加えようとしている
Well,
よう
I'm
に
glad
感じてしまう
you
のです。
managed to revive your phone. I like spicy chicken sandwiches at McDonald's. Don't eat that often, though. I think that's good that you don't... I mean, obviously it depends, but I mean, I think it's fine. Like, completely good that you know, it is healthier and cheaper to eat at home. So, I think it's good, mostly. Look, like, as I said before, I don't mind a lot of fast food, but, a lot of it tastes the same to me. Like, obviously chicken and beef would be different, but, you know, a lot of things taste pretty similar. I was just watching Murder Drones while charging my phone. Oh, okay, okay. I just like my burgers. Burgers are good, yes. McDonald's sells a human meat. You know what? If McDonald's sold human meat, it would probably taste really good, no? Wouldn't you think so? Wouldn't you guys think so?
つまり、さっきの場合は、校長の足音を聞いて、おじが学校に乗り込んできたように感じた、というわけだな。
That was my sister's based opinion or theory. So, where does she thinks that they get the human meat from? Do they have, like, a place where they grow humans? Like, free-range humans? They have a full field to themselves, like, live off the land? And then they hunt them down?
そうです。聡子の場合は、その足音をおじだと思い込んだら、そうなってしまうのです。
It's the missing people. I feel that if it was all missing people, you would still need a lot more people than just those that are missing for the operation that, like, you probably need more than those in one day for the amount of burgers McDonald's sells.
校長が顔を見せて優しく語りかけたとしても、
Is that a person? Is that a real
聡子の中
person?
ではその人物はもう
Just like
お
how
じになっ
what
て
is
し
it?
まったので、
Israel
何を言お
Epstein
うとお
was
じ
a
が
real
言っている
person?
ように聞こえてしまうのです。
さっきリカちゃんは、その誤解が解きにくくなる病気だと言ったな。嫌なことと思い込んでしまった
I
ら、
have not watched Murder
誤解が
Drones
解け
yet.
ない
As I
病気
said, I'll be
か。
going on vacation, so I'll see if I'll watch it then.
なんて病名
Oh yeah,
か
I
聞
forgot.
きたくも
Did
な
you
いな。
guys Diana, did you guys catch up with Digital Circus? I know that you guys were watching, but I don't know if you caught up to it. Remember Ruben, the song that Chunky put in, and you were like, "Wait, this is a really good song. I want to listen to it in my free time." The song was from where Murder Drones is from.
気の毒だぜ。それに、
Or
そんな
it's
病気
from
と戦いなが
Murder
ら、
Drones.
今日まで頑張ってきたんだな。あいつ。
でも圭一、どうかこの病気のことは聡子には言わないであげてほしいのです。
Why not? I guess I shouldn't ask. Might not be a nice thing to talk about her mental illness. I guess that's what she's trying to tell me.
サトコはさっき教室に戻ってきたが、もう平気なのか？
Why
と
are you
りあえ
staring at
ず
me, Diana?
入江が聡子のお注射を持ってきてくれましたので、
Oh, you just listened to that
もう
song
大丈夫
yesterday.
です。
She's seriously sick to the point where she requires a doctor's attention. I realized something the next moment.
が、サトコが急病で倒れたってことにして、入院させちゃうのっていい手だったとは思わないか？
That way we can save her from her uncle. Yes, that's a great idea.
もちろん、それは入江が提案しました。ですが、聡子が断ったのです。
聡子が断るとか断らないとかの問題じゃないだろ。
圭一、聡子が家に帰らないと、ニーニーの部屋を片付けられてしまうのだそうです。
何？
聡子にとって、北条の家は、サトシが帰ってくるまで守らなければならない場所なのです。
He was taking advantage of her. Teppei was telling her that he'd get rid of Satoshi's room if she didn't stay with him.
汚ねえ野郎だ。
圭一、他のみんなには言わないでください。C は感情を抑えるのがうまくないので、知ったら短気を起こしかねませんです。
She brought up Shion, but I was also furious about it. I had to calm down, though. I needed everyone's help in order to save Satoko. I couldn't ruin everything by acting foolishly. I had no time to
く
stop.
そ、聡子が助けてと一言でも言ってくれりゃどうとでもなるのに。
Just because she hadn't asked didn't mean she didn't need it. As our friends, we just had to help her. Especially after learning that he was controlling her by threatening to get rid of Satoshi's room.
いや、そのサトシの部屋を片付けられてしまうってのを話したのこそ聡子の明白な SOS じゃないのか。助けてと直接言えない聡子が遠回しに明日明白な助けだ。
Rika-chan nodded
圭
slightly.
一、聡子を助けるために残された時間は、もう長くはないの
I
で
was
す。
all too aware of. She had a panic attack just because she didn't take her shot this morning. But if she stayed in her current environment, it'd be too late to save her in a matter of days. Screw the system. Yep. I saw her future when I saw Satoko crying behind the curtain this morning.
今日で3日目だ。
How are you getting the... I guess the D and S are right next to each other.
人数はすでに初日の10倍以上に膨れたが、まだまだ行くぜ。
圭一、聡子を救うのは簡単なことではないのです。これまでに何度も試してきて、一度たりとも成功したことはないのです。
そうなのか。
圭一は覚えていない話です。でも、今回の圭一は違う。今までに一度も見たことのない方法で、あと一歩で、聡子を救えるところまでこぎつけていると思いますです。僕は圭一が、運命なんて、あっさりと破ってしまえる力のある人間だと、信じています。
What did she mean when she said I didn't remember? I didn't have time to ask questions though.
ああ、そうだな。運命なんて、俺があっさり打ち破ってやるぜ。
I just like that I'm multitasking right now. How are you multitasking, Chunky? What are you doing? Okay. A huge crowd had formed in front of the library. It was hard to believe that over 50 people had assembled in front of such a quiet place.
今日は面白くなってき
I
た
thought it
ぜ
was over 60.
今日のリーダーの前原さんだ。
Meta-kun had brought a bunch of athletes with him. They're all very tall and full of spirit. Being greeted by a bunch of big people at once made me feel uncomfortable. Oops, I shouldn't feel so intimidated. The commander can't act bashful in front of his troops. Following after them were our nameless comrades who sympathized with our plight at Angel Mort yesterday. Oh, we have to listen to this. I hate to say it, but I never expected any of them to actually show up. Seeing them all here to support us made me feel glad. They seemed plenty pumped up too, raising up fervous cries. Shrieks? Commander-kun did so much for me. He brought not only his teammates, but also people from Angel Mort. I couldn't thank him enough.
水臭いぜケイ。俺たちはエンジェルモートの義兄弟っすよ。デザフェに行った連中の噂だと、夏の新デザート恥じらいの青い果実サンデーが最高にいいらしいっす。この夏は一緒に青い果実をむさぼり食いに行きましょう。
I don't want to listen to this guy. I don't want to listen to this guy.
圭一君、
Oh, Tomitake is here.
おお、すごいね。これを全部君が一人で集めたのかい？
I'm watching Murdero's watching stream opening Pokemon cards. That's a lot of stuff, Chunky.
こんにちは。ここまでとは思わなかったわ。やるわね。
富武さん、高野さん、どうしてここに？
あ、レナは知らなかったか。昨べの祭りの実行委員会の席でね。確か監督も来るはず。
お待たせしました。 遅れて申し訳ございません。留守番のスタッフへの引き継ぎに手間取りまして。
うわー、監督それすごいすごい。
Coach had brought some sashes, headbands, and banners with him. He was so well prepared. The sashes and headbands read, "Save Satoko Hojo, and the consultation center must take action immediately." They were perfect for our protest. He had brought a lot of extras along, too. Takano-san and Shion handed them out to other supporters.
なんていうのか、監督のこういうセンスが私大嫌いなんですけど、でも今日はちょっと見直してます。しかしこういうアイテムもいいね。ここにいる60人は全員に面識があるわけじゃない。でも同じ鉢巻きやタスキを身につけることで同じ目的を持った仲間だと分かり、連帯感も育めるからね。
こんなのを身につけるとダム戦争の時代に戻った気がするよ。鉢巻きやタスキをしたひなみ沢の人たちは無敵だったんだ。誰が相手でもひるまなかった。
Tomitake-san was exactly right. Even the kids from Okinomiya were willing to wear the headbands. It was like we were supporting a baseball team.
さ、リカさんもこれだけの数を作るのは苦労した
Damn
んです
conflict
よ。
nostalgia. I don't know if that's a thing to be nostalgic about.
入江、
私も自分ができることを惜しみませんよ。さとこちゃんを助け出すために全力を尽くしましょう。
はい、ケイチくんの。すごいね。昨日は社会科見学様ご一行だったのに、今日はまるで雰囲気が違う。
そうだな。俺は人数が多けりゃ相手はビビるだろうくらいに思ってたが、これは迫力が違う。やはりハッタリって大事なんだなって思うぜ。
さあ、そろそろ時間よ。団長、決起の挨拶をお願いね。
So there's gonna be more adults. I really wonder how, there's gonna be more adults this time, but they also confirmed that all of Hinamizawa is not standing beside this, right? So I really
団
wonder
長
how
な
it's
ん
gonna
てそんな恥ずかしい。俺なんて単なる発起人で。
ケイチ君、リーダーがそんなじゃ貫禄がないよ。さあ、胸を張って。
be. Why'd he take a picture of that? I walked out in front of everyone while Tomitake-san took pictures. Everyone went quiet and turned their gaze towards me. I felt so nervous. At the same time, I also felt really thrilled to see all of our comrades there.
みんな、今日は集まってくれてありがとう。すでに聞いてると思うが、俺たちのクラスメイト北条聡子が叔父に誘拐同然にさらわれてもう4日目。かつて気の向くままに聡子をいじめ、愛人のところへ1年間も蒸発していた叔父がどうして親権者なんて名乗れるのか。児童相談所は直ちに状況を理解し、聡子に対する緊急保護を実施するべきである。だが児童相談所側は慎重な対応を理由に現状を放置。聡子が日々の窒息しそうな環境の中で心をすりつぶされていっている急を理解していない。俺たちはこれより3日目の陳情を決行し、児童相談所に改めて緊急の対応を求めるものである。
今日学校で聡子ちゃんの姿を見た人ならわかるはず。あの快活だった聡子ちゃんがたったの4日であんなにもやつれ果ててしまって。
They're gonna say though that Satsuko came to school today though, right? So I don't know.
あんな姿をこれ以上放っておくなんて絶対にできない。
これですでに3日連続。しかも人数はここまで膨れ上がった。相談所側に私たちの強い意志を訴えよう。私たちは仲間を見捨てたりしない。
すごいね。こいつは間違いなくダム戦争の再来だよ。
ダム戦争を知らないはずの前原くんがダム戦争を再びなんて面白いものね。やはりこの地には人を結束させたくなる何かがあるということなのかしら。
Yeah, but the entire village didn't come together because a lot of people hate Hojo.
やっぱり田舎的な人懐っこい風土によるものだと思います。だから今日のこれは怒るべくして起こったんです。
僕たちは隣人の顔も覚えてない都会に住んでるけど、それと比べるとなんだか羨ましいね。
電車の本数が少ないと愚痴ってた人がよく言いますですよ。
人軍突撃準備
No, one else is this guy.
よきみんな
I'm not listening to this guy. No. Everyone had that much vigor before we'd even entered the building. They had to have heard what was going on outside. That panicked-looking people were staring at us outside the window.
さあ参りましょう。
Idiot pushed me forward, and I took the first step of our third attempt, with the weight of 60 people on my shoulders. We went through the automatic doors and slowly crossed 20 meters to the counter.
これでならどうだ。一昨日は相談員、昨日は係長、なら今日は所長か。
わからない。でもきっと私たちの強い意志は伝わるはずだよ。
こんにちは。今日はどのようなご用件でしょうか。
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could say the same thing. Like, I don't really know people. Like, I've lived here for so long, I don't know who my neighbors are, really, at all. I've never talked to them a single time.
北条聡子の緊急対応を求めて陳情に参りました。
At the far end of the office, I saw the manager from yesterday talking to a guy sitting behind an important-looking desk. I could tell he was intimidated to see so many people. Shion said this was the day that we'd finally close the deal. I couldn't be that optimistic yet. To be honest, our current numbers are probably the maximum number of people that I could get. What would we do if things didn't work out today? I put up a brave front. Internally, I was nearly cracking with the anxiety. Looking at the hopeful, encouraging expression on Renna's face as she walked beside me helped disperse those timid feelings. Renna might hold the same worries inside of her heart. Everyone must be worrying if we can really save South Dakota or not. But today we were supporting each other by hiding those worries. That was unmistakably our team's strongest point. We could never have gathered so much energy and strength if we were alone. That power can only be created when people work together. It takes forever for a drop of water to wear away at any one rock, but a tsunami can break it into pieces into a second. Well, I wouldn't say break it into pieces. Like, I'm pretty sure the entire point is that like water needs to be constantly hitting it over and over and over again, but it could wash it away. The manager approached the counter, started speaking to me, saying that as the meeting room wasn't open today, he couldn't let us all into one room. However, the head of the office was willing to see us so we could use the reception area in front of his desk. Since the room is so small, however, he asked us to choose 3 representatives to come inside.
本当に申し訳ございません。他のお客様へのご配慮ということで、ご理解とご協力をいただけると助かるのですが。
We were here with all these people and they were only letting 3 of us inside. I wanted to refuse their offer, but Mion told me to take it.
この人数で占拠すれば業務への支障を理由に上げ足を取られかねないしね。すでに十分インパクトを与えてる。向こうも施設長が直接話を聞くと言ってるし、これは向こうの最高の対応でもあるよ。
みんなガクガクブルブルでニャーニャーしてますですよ。
にゃーにゃー。
Let's play your song, Chunky. What
で
does
も
it say? Okay.
会議室が空いてないってのは嘘くさいですけどね。
私も嘘だと思うな。でもみーちゃんの言う通り、これだけの人数で押しかけたというインパクトは十分与えたと思う。
所長さんはここの最高責
Of
任者
course,
です。
Chunky. Sunrise segment Twitch emote.
それが話を聞くという例を尽くした以上、こちらにも多少の
話し合いの場を設けたのに先方が席に着かなかった。そういう記録だけ残ると話し合いの余地なしってことにされてしまうわね。
部外者の意見で恐縮だけど、ここは話し合いに来ているということをアピールするべきだと思うな。
It was good to get suggestions from so many different. What is that, Chunky? Why do I have wings? If it was only me, I would have gotten pissed off and left. Why am I staring now that I have wings? And of course, Ruben has to put that in, of course. Once again, I felt how important that we were a team.
わかりました。では代表3人ということにします。
And Chunky, you have to join him as well.
で、
Uh-huh.
代表は誰にしよ
代表は圭一くんでいいと思うな。あと、大人として監督と みーちゃんもついててくれれば文句なしか
Okay, yeah,
な。
I think those are good choices. I agree with those choices. I was thinking an adult definitely should be with them, right? So I think that makes the most sense.
所長が私の顔を知ってたら、園崎家の圧力ってことになっちゃう。
That's fair. That's another thing I was thinking. So maybe it should be Rena
今回
instead.
の件は園崎家はノータッチなんで、そこを誤解させられない。
What is the... Is that a... Oh, no, it's a cat. Okay.
うん、
Spinning. I thought it was a
大
capybara
人
at
の事
first.
情でごめん。聡子を助けるのは私たちの戦いで、鬼ババとは何の関係もありませんからね。なら、レナさんはどうです？
Yeah, that's
ガ
fair.
ツンと一発叩き込んでやってく
Good
ださいよ。
spread. Good spread. Yes. The only thing I would have changed was me on Fredena, and that is complete... Like, that's what they did, so that's great.
私でもいいけど、
After this, I'm gonna watch
Rika-chanはどう？
ReZero. When did the episode come out?
さとこちゃんの一番のお友達として代表に加わってもいいんじゃないかな。
Today? Oh, okay, nice. Grasshopper? What do you mean grasshopper, Dianea? Rika-chan is a quiet girl, so it'll be hard for them to understand what she's thinking. However, she's Satoko's best friend. They've been living with her for the past year as if they were family. She has the strongest bond with Satoko out of any of us.
よし、俺と監督。
Okay, so
そし
Rika
てリ
is
カちゃんで
going.
行こう。
Wait, but Rika didn't even agree to it.
了解。
For some reason, I put off watching it early, and now I think I'm ready. Anything that you think changed? Were you just, like, feeling anxious for the coming episode or something else? How does your macaroni come out, Dianea?
私はみんなをまとめるよ。
Mion winked at me and started explaining the situation to everyone else. Yeah, there's the sax that comes in. What is... Oh no. Did it not come out that good? I'm sorry. It's okay though. How many times have you made macaroni before? Never thought I'd been chosen as one of the representatives. I'm not a very good speaker, so really Urena or Shion should have been picked instead of me. Keiichi? Are you saying that? Oh no, that's Rika saying that. Oh yeah, Urena or Shion should have been picked instead. No! Keiichi's saying this. Are you crazy, Keiichi? But I couldn't refuse when they told me that Satoko's best friend should be the one to go. Oh no, that is Rika saying it. Okay, okay. They told us to sit on the couch inside the visitor's room. I feel like there's a lot of songs where you can usually sit and stare at a window while it's raining outside. I love just sitting and staring at rain. It's a great atmosphere, I think. My dog is begging for the cheese powder. I wonder why specifically the cheese powder? Has your dog had cheese powder before? Excuse me. The counselor manager and the head office and the head of the office were there. The way they treated us was improving every time we came. I don't know if today's appeal would change anything, but I was starting to feel the direction of fate shift little by little.
どうですか、リカ。
Oh, there's Hanyu.
わずか数日でとんでもない展開になってる。さすがの私にも
Very cool.
もうどうなるやら見当もつかないわ。
Crazy end to that, Chunky. Time to get trauma from murder. Are you going to episode 2? How many times have you watched it, Chunky? Oh, wait, we're going to this song? Hanyu appeared beside me. It had been a while since she showed up. Hanyu was assuming that we still wouldn't be able to save Satoko in this world either. 20 times. Jeez, Chunky, that's a lot. That's crazy that you've watched it that many times. I can barely watch stuff 2 times. He always felt it was best to just watch what happened without hoping for a positive change. I've been hurt so many times after being betrayed while hoping for change. Really, that wasn't good for my soul. I've been beaten down over and over again. Better to be quiet. Better not to expect change. That way, if something bad happens, I won't feel pain. My fate was already a dead end. But that girl, Did my best in many of my previous lives. Well, she could. The thing is, she could definitely smell the cheese powder, though, right? Like, even though she can't see, she definitely 100% smells it. But it's like, has she had it before? Like, does she know what it is, or what? However, I'd always acted alone. Miracle only happens when everyone combines their efforts. I was starting to feel the depth of what that meant. But even so, that didn't guarantee that we could save Satoko. The best chance I'd had so far, certainly. That still didn't prove anything. I couldn't call it a miracle just yet. Miracle is something far more dramatic. This wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a miracle just yet. There's still someone else who needed to reach out for this to become a true miracle. Everyone has been working so hard. They truly believe they can bring about a miracle. Who amongst them doesn't believe? Isn't there someone who's not reaching out her hand like everyone else is doing?
冷たく言えば、奇跡を起こせない日は聡子にある。そもそも、さっきから圭一や入江が向こうとやり合っている最大の争点は、聡
Because
子
all
の
episodes
虐
is 2 hours
待を
51
認めた
minutes.
か
I
どう
see,
か。
okay. Sent you a picture. What is the picture that you sent me? Holy, she is just staring. She wants the cheese powder. Such a goober, as you would say. There she is. Yeah, she can't see.
それは簡単ではないのです。聡子を救おうと、みんなが手を伸ばしているのに、そうやって考えると、相談所に訴える前に、
My
一番
sock and
訴え
pants
るべき
in
は
shot
聡子じゃ
help.
ないかって思う。
How did you take the picture then? Unless you're, Wait, because, yeah, you're facing that way. Unless, did someone else take the picture? Oh, okay. This is Carissa signing out. Thank you, Carissa.
聡子に手を伸ばすよう説得するのですか？
Sent another. Look at her chilling. She wants that macaroni so badly. Oh, don't look? Well, too late.
それはとても簡単なことではないけれど、サイコロの目が再び六揃いになる奇跡を待つ苦労に比べたら、
She doesn't. Yeah, I know. I realized too late.
大した苦労じゃない。
Yeah. Unfortunate. My apologies. In any case, I'm the only one with the key to open her heart. Like family to Satoko. I know she thinks the same. I'm not trying to brag or anything. Satoko's like family to me as well. No, my feelings towards her are even deeper than that. Might be only 1 year for Satoko. But I've spent decades with her.
そしてさらに考えれば奇跡が起こらないのは至極当然だった。どうしてなのですか？奇跡を起こすにはみんなの力を合わせなければ
And
ならない。
you haven't been doing anything, Rika.
みんなが合わせてないんだもの。一人足りなかった。
What do you mean you can't see me? I'm right there.
奇跡が起こらないのは当然。
Oh, there we go. That's all we see. My bad. I didn't realize. I actually clicked on Dave the Diver. Yeah, look, I just saw a black screen, so I was so confused because it's like the black screen here. But yeah, the screen. No, you're so right. Because I was just looking at a black screen. But yeah, no, you're right. You're completely right. I was just, yeah.
聡子ですか？違うわ。私よ。私。
I had just been observing him like a spectator. I've been tired of this eternally repeating whirl and acted like a witch. I had forgotten the powerful feelings needed to change fate. In other words, it was like I was supposed to be an actress, but was just sitting back and eating popcorn. I'm not a spectator. I'm one of the people on the stage. You don't want to see what I just saw. What did you just see, Chunky? And that's why this play was never successful. In the world where Rena took over the school, if I hadn't done anything, Eiichi would have died in an explosion. Because I got on stage like I was supposed to, the play didn't end that way. Oh, witch? I'm surprised that's the first time you've commented on that. I feel like Rika has said witch, or has called herself a witch like a billion times by now. Look in general Discord. What is this? What is this video you sent, Chunky? First let me put on... Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is it. Boom. So badly. Oh, don't look? Well, too late. Is that murder drones? Why is it this way? Wait, so it's murder drones with the Higurashi thing in the background? Yeah, unfortunate. My apologies. I'm confused. What is it exactly meant to be showing? I'm not sure. I can't really tell. I'm a part of this world too. It's such an obvious thing, but I must have forgotten it a long time ago.
私が聡子の心を解かなくてはならない。サトシの呪縛から聡子を解き放たなくてはならない。
I was watching. Okay, yeah.
もちろん私以外にもそれはできるだろうけれど。
I saw the murder drones and I heard the stream, but like I wasn't sure if you're trying to say anything lined up in particular.
いや、そうでなかったとしても、私もまた舞台に上がらなくては奇跡は起きないってこと。リカ、あなたは何度もそのような決意をして、それを打ち砕かれて悲しんできましたです。それでもなおなのですか？わかってる。二度とない幸運と二度とない結束。私が次の世界でも頑張ろうと安っぽい決意をしたところで、この世界よりももっともっとあっさりとどうしようもない形で。だからこの世界でもダメだったら私は諦めようと思う。
So wait, Dianea, at this time did people know that there was gonna be a next chapter after this? Or was it just like only at the end did people say like realize there's gonna be another chapter? Or was at this point it's like they were not sure if there was gonna be, or I guess you too, Ruben, if you know. Do you know if like people thought this was gonna be the last chapter or not? Because this seems very, you know, pointing in the direction of this could be the last chapter. And you looked at me with surprise. For us, the term giving up means a lot more than it sounds like. It doesn't only mean I'll accept my fate. It means I'll accept the dead end waiting for me. In other words, accept my death.
What do you
mean, which one, Chunky?
今
For the
回
light?
これだけの幸運に恵まれ、まあ確かに叔父の帰宅は例外だけどそれにしたって二度とあるかどうかもわからない追い、そしてその追い風の中で私は多分できる最大限の方を張ったと思う。だから今度こそって思うし、
Honey, I'll beat you
これで
up.
ダメならもう絶
It
対にダ
will
メだと
be
思う。
what she deserves.
その時は私本当の本当に諦めがつくと思うから。そんなのダメなのですよ。
I do not, like, you know what? Maybe Hanyu does actually deserve to be beat up, right? Like, Rika is literally saying, oh, I'll do my best in this last world. And then she's like, no, don't do that. You'll just be sad. Yeah, you'll just get hurt again. Are you gonna make the same mistake? And then, in the next thing, Rika says, if this world doesn't work out, I'm gonna give up. What? She looks at you with surprise, and like, you know what? Yeah, she will beat me up as well, but if I get one punch on her face, I think it'll be what she deserves. I'm the only person who can communicate with Hanyu. If I disappear, you'll have to go on with her life. All alone. That's the last thing Hanyu wants to happen. Yeah, but you're the one, Hanyu, saying like, oh, you'll just be depressed again. You shouldn't do anything. You don't, like, I cannot understand you. I cannot understand you. Perhaps that's why Hanyu says the things she does. She doesn't want my lifespan to wither away by getting hurt emotionally.
でも、私はもともとこの舞台の出演者だった。あなたに舞台を見るという楽しみ方を教えてはもらったけど、きっとだから私は袋小路を出られないんじゃないかなって思うの。ティカ、きっとどこかの世界で今回と同じような幸運に恵まれ、しかもおじの帰ってこない世界がありますです。それは奇跡ではなく、今回よりももう一つ余計に6が出るだけのことなのです。
I know, like I feel like those entire things are contradictory, you know? Like, she doesn't, like, she wants Rika to not have her hope up, like, to get her hopes up. But at the same time, she doesn't want her to give up. And those two statements are just contradictory, like, in and of itself. You know? What do you mean, Chunky? I don't see you sent anything so far from what I'm checking. Unless you sent something recently. Oh, there we go. What do you have here? Well, if this is just, like, stuff for murder drones, you know? I don't want to, like, spoil myself, you know? So, like, if it's just gonna be, you know, something, like, just more story from murder drones, I don't want to spoil myself for what will be coming. You know, I probably will watch, murder drones. I probably will watch Digital Circus, because it is something, like, stuff that is popular. You know, and I do want to watch it at some point, so I don't want to spoil myself completely. I'm just getting traumatized. I see, I can understand. It's episode 2 you said though, right? It definitely is nuanced, Dianea. I agree with you, and I can understand why Hanyu is, like, you know, doing it. I still think it's wrong though. You know, I'm not saying, like, I don't understand her entirely. I understand why she's saying what she is. I don't agree with it though. And I think it's, I don't think it's right. Look at this. I'm sure that you roll an extra 6 next time. Like, how can she say this? This is literally one of the luckiest worlds that she's ever been in. That Rika has ever been in. And her, I guess, by proxy. Right? Like, how can you say that? Oh, there's more coming. It's, like, in 100 years, this has never happened. Only episode 2 of the horror is here. I see, okay.
今回と同じような追い風で、おじも帰ってこない
Digital Circus. Oh yeah, so I was asking Dianea, did you guys catch up? All the way? Or what? Like to the second to last episode before he gets released in movies theaters, or something else? Maybe she's just tired of rolling the dice. I didn't read what you said, Ruben. Probably. I could see that. Like, yeah, I guess the same thing with what we're saying, yeah. That's kind of the same thing. Like, I know, I think I've said this before. Ortheo said he's been interested in getting the Digital Circus, but he said he just can't because of the community. Because he feels every single time he sees stuff with Digital Circus that's not like a clip that is actually something he's interested in, which is, it's like he feels just gooner bait from,
そうね。
like, a lot of the fandom. Oh yeah, I finished it all weeks ago. Oh, okay, nice.
そうだったら、どんなに素晴らしいことか。
Still, trying to beat my fate to death is another issue entirely. It sounds wonderful, but it's still not guaranteed.
その世界まで頑張って僕と待ちましょうなのです。だから、この世界が終わったら諦めるなんて言わないでほしいのです。
私が死んだら、あんたがあうあう言っても聞いてくれる人も
Thank you,
いなくなるし
Rika.
ね。
Thank you, Rika. Why did they say like no one will ever hear you cry again instead of like you say what she actually said? No one will ever hear you go ow ow again.
たまに気配か足音を誰かに気のせい程度に感じさせるのがせいぜいだろうし。
Okay, wait a second. I just realized. So, what happens if Rika dies? Because Rika has been going in the past and going into other worlds. Will it just be like Rika doesn't exist in these other worlds? Is that what's gonna happen? And these worlds like will just always end with a bad ending? But like what happens after Rika dies? Because I'm assuming the world doesn't continue, right? They've said it, like the world doesn't continue when Rika dies, and like the world comes to an end after that. But what happens with Rika's death? Do the worlds just not exist anymore? Honey just floating in a void of nothingness?
じゃあ、私は舞台に戻るわ。自分にできる精一杯を尽くす。あんただって永遠に繰り返す昭和の夏な
I
ん
mean,
て
a Higurashi Daybreak
嫌でしょ。
Discord server, there's so many extreme fans. Like, what do you mean extreme fans?
誰ともお話ができずに過ごす長い時間の方がもっと嫌なのです。
Apparently she thinks this time loop that's driving me mad is far better than having no one to talk to. Well, fragments are weird. I don't want to say too much, though. Okay, that's fair. That's just how she feels.
僕もこの運命を乗り越えてまだ見たことのない昭和58年やその先の時間へ行きたいです。でもそれはリカと一緒でなくてはダメなのです。
So that's similar to my own claim that there's no point in living past June 1983 if I'm the only one who does. My ideal future is to survive past June 1983. There's fans that have 30 pieces of Rika merch all over their PC and desk. Yeah, I do think there are people that just like have like really like they really, how do you say, love, like they're really a part of the fandom and become really engrossed in it. And, you know, as you say, get 30 pieces of Rika merch all over their PC and desk. I'll let the happy times continue like always. Not anyone missing. Ani feels the same way. She doesn't want a world where I'm not by her side. Repeating this world only because we wish to do so. It wasn't just Ani's power, it was one that we shared together. If they don't make much sense by the end, I can explain it. You probably will have to explain it, because judging how this is going, it doesn't seem that it will explain, how do you say? Will explain it things explicitly. So you'll probably have to explain it to me. It wasn't just Hani's power, it was one that we shared together. Hani wants to be with me, just like I want to build myself a happy future. Both want the same thing. But if I refused to repeat the world again, my long life would be over. Yet, I never refused, no matter how sick and tired of it I was. For over 100 years, I kept believing that something good would happen eventually. However, our power is weakening, and we can only go back a few weeks at most. We have so little time left to try and change our fate. If we kept it up, eventually we'd only be able to go back to the morning of the day I was gonna die. That'd be a dead end for sure. I don't think a life this fortunate will ever come my way again. My time was unlimited. I'm sure that will happen again. I'm sure that will eventually happen. I can't count on it happening what time I do have left. Ani told me to wait for another chance because she doesn't want to see me lose myself, but she isn't feeling the time limit out like I am.
死んでも目が覚めても同じ朝なんて、そんな地獄に落ちる前に、
Hani probably feels the death as
自
well,
分
though,
の手で
right?
幕を下ろ
Like,
したい。
the fact that she tastes everything Rika does, like, I feel that she would feel all the things that Rika would as well.
だから、それをこの世界に決めたわ。この世界でダメだったら、私は、これで繰り返しをやめることにする。
Let me translate what she's trying to say. This world is no different from any other world. You're not gonna win, so don't bet on this life. Your lifespan's not as short as you think. You should wait for your next opportunity in this endless June. Stay with me until then. Stay with me. Wait for the next chance.
てなところでしょ。ならせいぜい私たちのために祈ってちょうだい。相談所を解き伏せ、聡子を救い出せること。
Crazy how she's able to have this entire conversation in the time it took for them to walk to the office of the Child Consultation Center.
そして私が昭和58年6月の運命に打ち勝てること。昭和58年の夏を迎えられたら、ずいぶん昔に約束した通り、いろいろなことをして遊ぼう。昭和58年のスイカを食べて、窓際で涼もう。今年の秋はどんな秋
Handmade trailer. What do you have here, Ruben? There's about 2.5 minutes. For some reason, the 5 minutes isn't working. Okay, well, we'll say that you use the 1 minute one for your video from earlier, right? Because the Michael Jackson one, and you use the 5 minute one for this one. Because the Michael Jackson one was basically 1 minute. And we could say you use the 5 minute one for this one. Is this a trailer you made, Ruben? Yeah, it is. Okay. Try to keep this trailer spoiler-free as possible. Okay. Some hints and stuff there, but nothing more. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so this is what happened in chapter 7 here, or something? Who is that? I don't think I've seen that guy before. I don't think we've heard that dialogue from Satoko before. Oh, that's the protest group. Higurashi when they cry Kai. Holy trailer, Ruben. Very cool. Had no mention of Hanyu there. Well, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to not mention Hanyu. Because, like, you're not really supposed to know of her existence until this chapter.
今年の冬はどのくらいの雪が私たちの知らない天気や出来事を楽しもう。知らないテレビ番組や永遠に放送予定のまま見ることのできなかったアニメを見よう。そして私がどんな人生を歩むのか共に成長の物語を楽しもう。
Like, watch the next episode of that anime we like. Like, cause she said anime. So why do they have to say TV show? Like, it's technically true. But, like, I feel people, like, would make that distinction. I don't know. The song used was the opening song for the anime. Oh, okay.
それまで一緒に頑張ろうって約束しましたです。なのにこの世界でダメだったら諦めるなんて、そんなのは約束違反な
No,
のです。
Hanyu. You are unfair. You are unfair.
その約束だけは守れなくてごめん。はう。きっと仲間みんなと一緒に昭和58年の夏を迎える。そこにはもちろん羽生もいるの。そしてきっと青くて広いに違いない。きっとね。昭和58年の大空はこれまでの空とは比べ物にならないくらいに美しいに違いないから。
I'm sure I'm gonna make a miracle happen in this world. People usually only have one chance, yet they can't still make miracles happen with effort. They work so hard because they know they'll never have a chance to do it over again. That's why miracles occur. If I can't make one happen with all that, I have to give up.
次の世界なんていらない。この世界で奇跡を起こす。みんなが教えてくれた。奇跡はみんなでなら起こせると教えてくれた。だから起きる。起こす。この世界で私たちは最高の未来を迎えてみせる。リカ。
Hanyu disappeared, sobbing sadly. She was no longer in my sight, but I could still talk to her.
羽生、きっと私たちはこの世界で最高の未来をつかめるから。だから信じて。あなたも力を合わせてくれたなら奇跡はもっと起きやすいかもしれないんだから。
This is the best possible stage I can hope for. The actors on the stage and the audience before it can help each other. You wish you, the audience, can change the story too. I've made my decision. I'm gonna go up on stage. I'm not gonna complain anymore. Do my best just like Keiichi and my other friends. I'm not gonna make any more excuses. I'm not gonna wait for another fortunate world. I have to do my best in this one. I'm not talking about my decision to die after this world is over. I'm just saying that people are meant to have only one chance to live. That's why they work so hard. Because I had so many chances to redo my life. I haven't been working hard enough. I was never able to make a miracle happen. In my previous life, then I took over the school. Because I got in a way, Keiichi made it in time to stop the explosion. The story changed because I decided to get up on the stage. Perhaps in my other lives before that, it would have changed my situation if I worked hard enough without giving up. But I kept giving up so easily, and I eventually lost interest in those worlds. And so, a miracle never happened. A miracle never happened because I was always relying on the fact that I'd have another chance. So I found a good shot of Vika for the final shot, but I couldn't because it always had Hanyu in there. Yeah. You found a good one, though. I think you did eventually find a good one, though. Found a good one. Hanyu. I hope you can understand. Please. Don't be sad and work hard with me. Couldn't tell if she understood. I assertively spoke to the officials about how much danger Satoko. Keiichi and Ide also made their appeals from the bottom of their hearts. I had no idea how the child consultation center took what we said so passionately. All I could do was pray. Oh, we're not even going into what they said! I thought we were gonna get an entire scene of them talking to them, but no. It's just like... we talked passionately to them. I wasn't expecting that.
どうだったケイちゃん。
昨日の繰り返しになっちゃった感じだったな。両者とも昨日と同じ話の繰り返しだ。
相変わらず平行線。慎重に様子を見るからとか。
Oh yeah.
そういう話に。
I'm thinking of changing up my stream schedule. Usually when I stream, it's like I do one thing and I stick with it for like an entire time until I finish and then go on to the next thing. How does it feel, you guys? Like, I wanted to hear what you think. Ruben, Diana. I don't know if anyone else is in here, but I know you two are in here because you guys are in stream pretty often. Where I like do different things on different days. So right now, what I'm thinking, one day it's like I do stuff with like people who watch the stream, like you guys of course, but anyone else who may come in. One day for that. One day will probably be like something with my friends that I usually do, like games that I would usually play just on my own, thinking maybe that day could be like a stream. And then like maybe 2 days of the week will be dedicated to like visual novel stuff. 2 days could be like some normal game that I play on stream, just like to do whatever. And then last day could be like free. What happened? What thoughts are on like me changing up kind of how my schedule is. So let's say like we have 7 days, right? Like day you know what? I could have really done this a lot easier. There we go. Okay. Really, this should be extended, but like whatever that works. Regarding the days, any day. Okay. Basically, I could like do this day as like a visual novel day, right? This could be like normal game stuff, right? Just game stuff. This could be like viewer stuff, right? Like people with whoever. Like, we could do like Roblox or like Jackbox, or we could do this could be like with my friends, like let's say at my IRL friends. So it's like, so we could play we'll probably be doing like something that I do with them normally, like play like League or Deadlock or something like that, like something just for fun. And then this could be like a question mark, where like I do whatever we feel like. What do we think about that? Like, how does that sound? Do you guys like have any input on what do you think about it? Or like, if you're not interested in something, if maybe I should do more of something else, less of something else, like just not include something entirely, or like, I mean, I want to hear, like, you guys are in here, you guys would be the one watching it. I want to make it more, or like, entertaining for you guys to watch. So like, what would be interesting for you guys, I think? More structure, yeah, exactly. I've been thinking about it, not not having work for a while, and I think I want to put more time into this content creation thing. I want to really, I worked for a bit, I enjoyed it, but like now that I have this extra time, I want to like put more time into like making content and that type of stuff. And like, I think it's also good, like, just to interact with you guys more, like, because I feel like a lot of time it's just me yapping on stream, but I feel like I could be doing a lot more overall, to make things a more interactive stream, because I think at the end of the day, that's what streaming should be. It should be interactive in some way, like watching is cool and all, but if you guys can include it, that'd be great. That's just what I think. I'm trying to at least take some changes. Something I just thought of like recently. I've been thinking about it for a bit. I just want to hear what you guys think. Yeah, that's basically it.
そんなところです。週一の訪問で様子を見て、だいたい1ヶ月後に改めて判断をするというような話なのですが。
あのおじのところに聡子を1ヶ月も閉じ込めろって言うんですか？その1ヶ月間で聡子の心がどれだけ傷つけられるか、どうしてその痛みが理解できないんです？
もちろんその点についても前原さんは懸命に説明してくれました。
No, I do not try. I think that is. I mean, honestly, it's good. Like I was just, seeing what you thought about it. It doesn't need to be taken super seriously. Honestly, it's probably something for me to like mainly map out myself, but I just wanted to hear your input, as people who do watch me, like, because I wouldn't want to make a change and then it's like less interesting, if you guys like how it's done now, then then I'm fine with that. But if it would be more interesting, then yeah. Whatever works, having structure and variety of stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's also like good for a certain amount of people. Like, because I was thinking, Diana, what you said about Pink Cube only does it on like certain days, and I'm like, yeah, I think that's like it's like, not that I would only do things on certain days, but it's like by having having things on certain days, I can allow myself to break up things, and it also keeps things more interesting for me. Because it's like I'm not doing the same thing multiple days in a row.
私も聡子ちゃんの去年の状況を説明したつもりです。ですが、
聡子ちゃんが助けを求めない限り緊急性はない。
部外者の意見で恐縮だけど、
さとこちゃんに助けを求めてもらうってのは無理なのかい？
さとこちゃんが逃げ出したらさとしくんの部屋のものを捨ててしまうと脅されてるらしいわ。ひどい話ね。
相変わらず向こうはその一点張りなの？さとこは助けを求められない負い目があるってのに。
The purpose of a child consultation center is to protect children. Starting to get angry the more I thought about it. But as I thought about it some more, I realized that they were just trying to do their job. It was just that our opinions differed about the degree of urgency.
こっちはさとこちゃんを早く助けてほしいという。向こうはさとこちゃんが助けを求めたらねという。なんとか歩み寄る方法はないのかな。
Final shot, I did use also had Hanyu in it, but it worked out because Hanyu slowly disappeared. I was lucky that the original shot went on for a bit longer to show Rika alone for a second. Oh, okay, I see.
さとこちゃんへの助けがないまでにも、
I guess a
そ
lot
の
of times
SOS
Rika
の
would
際
be
を読み取
alone.
る何らかの
They're
歩み寄りは
going
ない
to
の
be
か
showing
な。
Hanyu because it's like Rika and Hanyu in Rika's head. But like when Rika's not alone, that's the time when Hanyu's gonna disappear because she's gonna be focusing on other things. Or it might be from someone else's POV or something else like that. I don't know.
その辺はこちらもいろいろと訴えました。向こうもそれを真剣に聞いてはくださりましたが、
最終的な雰囲気だと参考に留められた感じでしたね。
When the head of the office showed up, I thought I could change things today, but everything went the same as yesterday and we weren't able to persuade them. However, I'm sure we're making progress. It might seem like they were standing our blows at first glance, but they're feeling the weight behind them. We're not gonna give up just because it didn't work out today. We're gonna fight until they get off their butts and say optical.
さっきみんなには明日もやるよって声はかけた。
What a moron, true.
ただ
But I guess that's
今
why
日よ
we
りは人数
appreciate
が
her,
減るかもしれない
because she is a
ね。
moron. Hello, mob. How was work? Weren't you cinematic? Final shot looked cool with her walking her eyes, hair blowing in the wind. Yeah, it was. I like it was tough. I can't lie. What did the cat say when the mouse escaped? You've got to be kidding me. Like, these are just so lazy. It's literally getting lazier and lazier as time goes on. It's just... Whatever. Like, stop trying after the first, 20. I'm gonna die. Are you going from top to bottom? Yes! I'm going from top to bottom. Or... The way I got this, the deck of cards, right? I pull it out, and then, I read it, and then it has two sides to it. So I read it, flip it to the other side, and then read that one, and then put it at the bottom. And then, so top to bottom. Thank you, Mob. Thank you, Mob, for clarifying it.
なんだか悔しいですね。
You don't get... Yeah, exactly. So I don't get repeats, yes.
せっかくここまで来たのに、ここが私たちの限界ってわけなんですか。
Can't give up yet. Might have less people tomorrow, but we're not gonna call off our fourth appeal.
たとえ誰も来なくなっても、
I've waited 100 years for this. No, it is, Ruben. Like I said, it's a... maybe I didn't say, but it's a good trailer. I think you did... I know you like making trailers and stuff like that, but yeah, I think, you definitely see that you have some practice doing it. I think you do it well. Why'd you put me talking to a wall, Mob? I responded to you.
レナは行くよ。さとこちゃんを助ける判断を下してくれるまで、レナは一人でもくじけない。
それは俺もだ。俺も絶対にくじけない。ありがとな、ミオン。来られる人だけでも構わないぜ。窓から見てたけど、みんなの横断幕、結構プレッシャーになってるようだったぜ。
ゆうべ、夜鍋して作った甲斐がありました。
いりえ、助けなんかも、ありがとうなのです。
いえいえ。これくらいの協力しかできないのが悔しいです。
Wait, so she's able to stop time? I don't know. Why is also, why is Keiichi wearing this? Why is Keiichi wearing this?
僕
I'm
も
glad I found a way to fix
もっと
that.
協力しようと思いますで
How
す。
did you fix it?
僕は聡子を救えないと思って諦めてきましたが、今日
Hika-chan was always watching
圭一
from
と
afar.
入江が所長とやり合うのを見ていて、僕にはまだまだ頑張れることがあると思いましたです。
I swear that wasn't that long. Made me a little happy to see Hika-chan getting more active in the whole movement. Wonder what Hika-chan can do.
聡子に会えたら助けを求めるように説得するつもりなのです。それは多分僕にしかできないことなのです。
You got this. I believe in you. Same thing was all in our minds. Issue will be resolved the moment Satoko seeks help, but nobody can say that to her because we all know that she's dealing with the memories of her brother. Satoko, I know how you feel about Satoshi, but this is different. Please ask the Child Consultation Center to help you. As long as you're seeking help, they're ready to save you anytime. Don't be afraid that your uncle's going to destroy Satoshi's room. Please ask for them to save you. Without even knowing Satoshi's face, I could never say that to her. The only person who can ask her to seek help is Rika-chan. She's been living with her for the past year, and she's like family.
そうだね。私も今日それを言ったけれど、心には届かなかった。悲しいけれど、聡子ちゃんの心に言葉を届かせられるのは、リカちゃんを置いて他にはいないと思う。
自分にその力がないのが悲しいですけど、同感です。
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do have things for that, but I don't know how to use it. I've never had to use that before.
リカちゃまは無二の親友。あんたにできなかったら、もうどうにもならないです。
聡子ちゃんの心を解きほぐせたら、それで全てが解決するとすら、案外、私たちがこうして押しかけるよりも、いい方法かもしれません。
そんなことはありません。レナが言った通りです。双方が手を伸ばさないと届かない。だから、聡子も手を伸ばすべきだと思っただけです。そして、それは僕も同じなのです。みんなが力を合わせないと、奇跡は起こせない。僕だけが諦めていて、力を合わせなかった。だから、奇跡が起こせなかった。
Yeah, there would be, but the app I use doesn't have that function, so I have to... Oh, I see, okay.
だから、僕も力を合わせる。
Did you find some way to do it externally?
だから、聡子も手をつかむ。言いたいことがうまく説明できないです。ごめんなさいです。
Hika-chan is usually a quiet girl, but she talks a lot every once in a while. Just because she's quiet doesn't mean she's not thinking about anything. In fact, because she's quiet, she must have a lot inside her heart that she's never expressed. We are gonna continue our appeal to the consultation center. Hika-chan is gonna persuade Satoko. This is the best approach, or at least the best one that I could think of. It might be slow and quiet, but now that I'm in the game, I can't quit until I win. If I gave up, I'd lose everything that I bet on. We're gonna save Satoko. We just have to work together. But obviously, we don't have much time left to fight. What to do? Yeah, so the more recent trailers I've done doesn't have that issue anymore. Nice. What's the most recent trailer that you've done? What to do? We're gonna have less people tomorrow. In other words, we can't intimidate the Child Consultation Center any more than we did today. I couldn't see any way to break our deadlock with the Consultation Center. But I had no choice but to swallow down the irritation starting to boil up in my chest and pretend not to notice it.
もうだいぶ暗くなってきました。ミオンさん、解散の号令をかけられた方がいいでしょう。私も今夜はまた実行委員会なので、このまま直接集会所に行った方が良さそうです。
それを言ったら私もじゃん。いけねいけね。
That meant I had to go too. While it wouldn't be a big deal if I missed the meeting, I should still go. I didn't understand most of the things they were even talking about there, but I don't want to be rude. I'd have no choice but to go. The monster anime trailer, okay.
もう今日はこれで終わりにした方がいいね。
I feel like I remember watching something like that you sent before.
相当急いで帰らないと時間ギリギリになっちゃうよ。
Mion thanked all the people who came today and told them to meet at the same place at the same time tomorrow. Yeah, I requested it before. Okay, yes. With that, the third day of our desperate appeal was over.
もしもし、俺、ケイチ。うん、帰ってから食べるよ。だから家に帰らず、このまま集会所に行っちゃうよ。父さんはもう行ってるんだね。わかった。了解。
Called my mom and told her that I'd be going to the meeting without coming home. I get there kind of early, but if I went home first, I wouldn't make it in time. Mion, Dika-chan, and Irie were gonna head there with me. Mion said that she was also coming. Now then, I didn't want to go home alone either.
うちのお父さんは今日職場の飲み会で遅くなるって聞いてるから、レナも行く。お邪魔にならないかな
なりはしないよ。むしろ若い子の関心があることが分かった方がみんな喜ぶでしょ。
Okay, Ruben, thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest of your night.
平均年齢がぐんと若返りますです。
私も久しぶりに君吉のおじいちゃんに挨拶したいですし。
We all headed towards the Furude shrine in the dim light. Quiet was on in the assembly building. Some people had already arrived.
こんばんは。皆さんお早いですね。
あれ、みおんちゃんに大勢来たね。入江の先生もこんばんは。
どうもこんばんは。皆さんもお早いですね。
他になんもすることがねえんだけよ。
More people started coming into the meeting hall. Everyone seemed to come so early. Should probably come earlier from now on too.
あれ、今日はハイカラな靴が多いなと思ったら、若い人が大勢来てるじゃないの。シオンちゃんもお久しぶり。今日はどうしたの？
Everyone bowed to the newest arrival. It was the mayor, Kimiyoshi-san. He showed into the room with the other committee members.
どうもお久しぶりです。お姉たちと遊んでて、そのままの流れで遊びに来ちゃいました。
そうかい。よく来たね。シオンちゃんも綿流しのお祭り、今年はぜひいらっしゃいよ。
ええ、今年はぜひ遊びに来ようと思います。何しろケイちゃんが司会のオークションはぜひ見たいですし。
前原くんの司会もそうだけど、これからは祭りのいろんな仕事を少しずつ若い子に移していかないといけないね。そうだ、みおんちゃんに相談したいことがあったんだ。ちょっとこっち来てくれないかな。
はい、どうしました？ひょっとして模擬店部会の横田さん、まだ怒ってるんですか？
いやね。
Mion headed outside with Kimiyoshi-san and the other committee members. There's only one room in the building, so they have to go outside if they want to talk in private.
今日が木曜日だからお祭りまで
3 more days
あと
until
3
the
日なんだ
festival.
ね。圭一くんの準備は万端なのかな？
準備も何もねえな。あるのは覚悟と出たとこ勝負のアドリブだけだよ。
圭一は苦し紛れの方が面白いことを言いますです。
True! I've been preaching this for so long, and now it's finally said in the visual novel. Everyone left. We continued to chat about the festival. We talked about what kind of festival young people like us would want to see. That sort of stuff. Suddenly Mion tapped me on the shoulder.
ケイちゃん、ちょっと話が。
Yeah, they were talking about the thing I was worried about. Gestured for me to follow her out front without letting the others know. What did she want? Oh, the music stopped as well. Once outside, I see Mion, Chie-sensei, principal.
あ、知恵先生、校長先生、こんばんは。
Sensei responded to my greeting. Principal must not have heard me. His eyes were closed. He seemed lost in thought. That sight caused our happy, chatty feelings to cool off quickly. My intuition told me this had to be about something bad.
前原くんにちょっとだけお話があります。
あまり良くない話みたいですね。
うん。明日もみんなでまた交渉に行くんですね。
ええ、相談所が腰を上げるまでどこまでも戦うのが仲間の務めですから、今日ほど集まるかは分かりませんが、明日もまた集まろうとみんなに言ってあります。だよな、ミオン。
前原くん、集まる人たちに約束した手前もあるでしょうから、明日はとりあえず仕方がありませんが、それを最後にしばらく様子を見ませんか？
Thanks to the advice from Oishi-san last night, I already had an idea of the
知恵
situation.
先生のそれも忠告ですか？これ以上話が大きくなると村のお偉方も見て見ぬふりができなくなる。だからここいら辺で自重しろってことですか？
前原くん、私はあなた方のしていることは正しいと思う。だからあなたは正しいと思ったことを堂々としてくれればいいと思っています。でも
She stopped talking after that. Chie-sensei was supporting us just until yesterday. She even came to the child consultation center with us on the second day. For her to start saying completely the opposite. Felt slightly dizzy from the shock of it.
ケイちゃん、千恵先生の名誉のために補足するよ。千恵先生は個人的には私たちを支持してくれてる。でも
教育委員会とかそういうあたりから何かの圧力がかかったってわけか。
千恵先生は圧力なんかに屈する人じゃない。ケイちゃんは千恵先生がどれだけ正義心にあふれる人か知らないだろうね。かつてこの分校が分校と認められず、単なる廃校の校舎でしかなかった時、千恵先生は教育委員会を無視してやってきてくれて、私たちの先生になってくれた。
I think Mion told me about that story before. The school was closed when the dam conflict happened. However, the village children still came to the school to learn. There are no teachers there, though, because the school wasn't officially operating. That was when Chie-sensei arrived. After they won the dam conflict, the Sonozaki family and the other villagers made an appeal. The school's existence was finally approved. Our school did not have an easy start. The government was against it, but the villagers forced them to approve. Chie-sensei came along with us on our appeal yesterday. That was very courageous of her, but now people who want to close the school are paying attention to what we're doing.
結論から言うと、千恵先生はもう私たちには協力できないって。
Chie-sensei stared at the ground as Mion spoke. Never seen her look so sad.
私だけの問題なら、この身がどうなってもいい。一人の生徒のために戦えず、教師なんて名乗りたくない。でも、私たちの学校の存在までは脅かせないのです。
I don't know who told her this. Whoever it was, they warned her not to escalate things around Satoko's case. They threatened the existence of our school to make her obey, pressured her with responsibility she couldn't take.
俺さ、昨日大石さんからそんな話を聞かされてるんだ。それもまさにこの場所でさ、これ以上騒ぎを大きくすると北条家を未だによく思ってない年寄りどもと対立することになるみたいなのをな。
大石にそんな話を聞かされたんだ。うん、そう間違った話じゃないよ。
Mion looked at the ground along with Chie-sensei. I always thought that Chie-sensei and Mion were stronger people. Seeing them both hanging their heads like this is hopeless made me feel like we were being pushed into a dead end. And I hated it.
大体お前さっきのさっきまで俺たちと一緒に行ったじゃないかよ。そして明日も来られる人は来てくれってみんなに言ったじゃないか。そのミオンと一緒に集会所にやってきて、どこで弱気なミオンと入れ替わっちまったんだよ。
When I said that, when did she get swapped? I immediately thought of one thing. The mayor took her outside the building earlier. Did he?
そっか、さっき村長がミオンを外に呼んだのはそういう話だったんだな。
まあいろいろとね。
Felt painful to see her fake a smile like that. She was only out here with him for about 10 minutes. What the hell did he tell her that crushed her spirit?
ミオンもチエ先生も俺の知ってる二人は最高に強い誇れて憧れる友人であり先生だ。その二人がほんの一晩二晩で意見を覆すことになるようなどんな圧力があったかは俺には想像がつかない。
I didn't feel like getting mad at them. They were just as passionate about saving Satoko as I was. Towards them I felt nothing but pity.
前原くん、私はなんて言っていいか。
ええ、チエ先生が謝ることじゃないです。
I could feel an angry tone entering my voice. I had
教えて
enough.
くれ。どうして村の年寄りたちは未だ北条家を嫌うんだ。もうダム戦争は終わってる。残された里子には何の罪もないはずだ。なのにどうしてここまで嫌うんだ。誰が嫌ってる。誰のせいだ。そいつに俺が話をつける。
北条家を嫌ってる人間は実はいないのかもしれないって思うよ。
何？お前は何を言ってるんだ。
ダム戦争で北条家は村の旧敵だった。村全体でそういう風に盛り上げたからね。その先般である夫婦が死に、残された聡子に罪がないのは誰もがうすうす知っている。でも北条家を許そうと誰かが号令をかけたわけじゃないんだよ。
その辺は私も補足します。
シオン
It wasn't just Shion who appeared. Rena and Dika-chan were there with her. They come out to check on me and overheard what we were talking about.
北条家をスケープゴートにして結束してきたこの村は未だ北条家に怯えているんです。怯えているというのは怖いという意味じゃない。北条家と縁があると思われたら自分も村からスケープゴートにされてしまうかもしれないと恐れていたのです。
In other words, if you help a member of the Hojo family, you might get attacked by the village just like they did. They still feel that way years after the conflict.
そんなことってあるの？だって学校ではみんな聡子ちゃんと普通に接してたよ。
もちろんそれは村のお年寄りだけの話なのです。でもそれは村の神部でもあります。
みんなはそれを多分園崎本家のバッチャの意志だろうと思ってるでしょ。でもそういうわけじゃない。バッチャだってやっぱり恐れてるんだよ。自分が北条家を擁護したら村の年寄り連中に対して求心力を失ってしまうのではないかって思ってる。
なんだかややこしいぞ。
So all it needs is one person, huh? To change their minds. And it seems like all eyes are going to be on one person, potentially during the Watanagashi, so to say. Interesting. Interesting.
つまりどういうことなんだ？俺は誰を殴りゃいいんだ。
つまり本当は誰も北条家を嫌ってなんかいないんだよ。誰もが内心はもう許してもいいと思ってる。でもそれを口に出せない。自分以外はみんな未だ北条家を敵視してると信じてる。
つまり相互に誤解しているってこと？
By the time Keiichi does this with the auction, it's probably going to be too late, huh?
そういうことです。個別に聞けばわかります。誰も聡子のことを嫌ってなんかいないんです。両親が死んでそれがけじめになったと思っています。だからばあさんもその後は北条家に一切関わるなと号令を出しました。でも北条家を許すとは号令を出せなかった。
それはきっと僕のお父さんのせいもあるのです。
リカちゃんの？どうして？
僕のお父さんはずっとのんびりと構えていたので、村の人たちからリーダー失格だとずっと言われてきたのです。
リカちゃんのお父さんはハト派だったからね。冷静に状況が読める人だったと思う。でも祭りのように反ダムで燃え上がった人々はもっと過激なタカ派のリーダーを求めていたんだよ。だからバッチャはひなみ沢を一つにまとめるため、あえてみんなが求めたタカ派リーダーを演じたんだよ。
つまりタカ派リーダーを演じてる手前、自分から北条家を許すとは言い出せないってわけか。
うん。
But why we need Keiichi?
お年寄りは主義を曲げないことを模範と思うからね。最初に掲げた方針はなかなか変えられないんだ
I
よ。
wonder if 3 days is too much. No, she said 1 week. Gonna be close to a week when the Watanagashi hits.
そんなのってひどい。だってそれじゃ誰もが人のせいにしながら聡子ちゃんを許してあげてないってことだよ。自分が許すと村の人に陰口を叩かれるかもしれないから許してあげられないなんてあんまりだよ。
当時はね、貧しい家なんかには保証金が欲しくて立ち退きを受け入れてもいいと思ってる人が少なからずいたんだよ。でもそれを口に出すとはばかられる状況だった。 そんな中、それを堂々と公言したのが北条家だったんだよ。それに勇気づけられて、立ち退き派が派閥を作りそうな勢いになった。みんなも今日までのお役所とのやり取りをしてて分かったと思うけど、住民運動というのは一枚岩じゃないといけないんだよ。村の総意であるか否かがとても大切なこと。だから、実はダム戦争の直前、ひなみ沢は戦争どころか内部分裂状態だったんだよ。
僕のお父さんが日和見主義だったからそうなったんだとみんなは言いました。お父さんはダムなんてできるわけがない。きっと話し合いで平和的に解決できるというのんびりした立場だったのです。そしてそれが立ち退き派を許す温床になったと非難されたのです。
立ち退き派って不思議な響きだね。初めて聞くよ。村の人はよくダムの推進派って言わない？
He's right. They usually claim that their enemies supported the project itself.
立ち退き派っていうより、ダム推進派って方が悪っぽそうな感じでしょ。立ち退きじゃ単に喧嘩を嫌って逃れるだけの平和的なイメージがある。でもダム推進派なら。
なるほどな。ダム推進派っていうと、なんだか利敵行為というか、村をダム湖に沈めようとする裏切り者みたいなイメージになるな。
イメージ戦略というものです。
Coach had appeared. He came out after noticing how long we'd been gone.
当時のひなみ沢には戦争直前の全体主義のような空気が蔓延していたんです。ハト派のフルデシでは逆に分裂を招いた。なら全体を一丸とするにはタカ派になるしかないと当時の園崎家は考えたんです。
ちょっと話が見えてきました。つまりこういうことですね。村を反ダムで一つにまとめるために北条家に裏切り者のレッテルを貼って徹底攻撃して見せしめにした。それがあまりに集中的だったので、立ち退き派の人たちは恐ろしくなり、終始替えせざるを得なかった。
北条家と親交があればダム推進派なのだろうと疑われました。だから誰もが怖がって北条家に近づかなかった。すれ違っても見て見ぬふりをし、話しかけられても無視をしたのです。
もちろんそれは北条夫妻の2人を指名したはずなのですが、いつの間にか北条家という分かりやすい看板が一人歩きを始めました。その結果、おじおば夫婦の家もとばっちりを受けたそうです。皮肉ですね。その時の冷遇の恨みが募り、聡子ちゃんにひどい仕打ちをする温床となっているのですから。
Her uncle and aunt were not in support of the dam project, but because of Satoko's parents, they were also attacked. After Satoko's parents died, they were forced to take care of their 2 children. Finally makes sense. See the whole picture now.
ダム戦争は終わった上に、聡子ちゃんの両親は亡くなった。ならそういう変な遺恨は全部水に流そうって言い出した園崎家がちゃんと終了宣言を出すべきじゃないのかな。
そこで最初の話に戻るんです。北条家に温情的な宣言を出したら、園崎家当主はダム戦争当時の幹部級、つまり町会のお偉方への求心力を失うのではないかと恐れたんです。
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
舐められたらおしまいってのは、どうやらお役所だけじゃなく、園崎家もそうみたいだな。
これは私が直接バッチャに聞いたから間違いない。バッチャは北条家は放っておけとの号令を出すまでが精一杯。そして自分が死んで当主が変わったら、その就任の時にダム戦争の完全終了宣言を出して北条家に対する遺恨を完全に流そうと。これはお母さんも知ってる。その話は私もお母さんに聞いてます。大ババ様の世間体とかいうやつですね。
話をちょいと戻すぜ。ミオンと千恵先生にさっき脅しをかけたのは村長たち町会のお偉方連中だったと思う。 その連中はどうなんだ？まだ北条家を恨んでるのか？
それが笑っちゃうんです。実は君吉のおじいちゃんだって誰だってもう北条家を恨んでなんかないってんです。
つまり悲しい話なんですが、彼らにとってまだダム戦争は尾を引いているんです。北条家と親交があったら後ろ指を刺されるかもしれないと未だに恐れているんです。
でもリカちゃんとか監督は普通にさとこちゃんと接してるじゃないですか。
私は若く、そもそも町会にそれほどのしがらみを持ちませんから。そしてリカちゃんは特別です。なぜなら彼女はお社様の生まれ変わりだから。
お社様は人と鬼の相入れぬ存在を融和させて住まわせた伝説を持つ。だからつまり
村にいられない身である北条家の人間を引き取っても納得されたというわけか。
After hearing all this, I'm beginning to understand how difficult it was for Satoko to live in this village. She was always acted bright and cheerful in school and in the club. I thought that was her whole world. I had no idea how she felt when she was walking around alone in the village. She probably went grocery shopping, even knowing that people were going to ignore her. She felt the coldness from them. She was standing strong on her feet. I had no idea she was going through something like that. I knew she went through tough times during the dam conflict, but I had no clue that she was struggling to this day.
なんて悲しい話。そしてなんてバカバカしい話。
レナもそう思うか？俺も全く同じに思ったぜ。
誰もがさとこちゃんのことを何とも思ってないのに、関わると何か良くないことがあると思ってる。悪いのは誰なの？誰でもないの？そう思わせる風土や世間体が悪いの？
誰も悪くない。なのに他の誰かを気にして自分も許せないか。
うん、そういう空気は良い方向に流れてる時はいいんだよ。思いやりがあって連帯感のあるいいご近所付き合いを生み出す。でも北条家の件は正反対。そういう思い込みがカビのように蔓延しちゃってどうにもならない。腐った畳はどうすると思う？捨てて新しくするしかないんだよ。
じゃあ村長たちは自分たちが聡子を気に入らないから圧力をかけてるんじゃなくて、俺たちのやっていることを黙認すると、村の誰かという意もしない存在に後ろ指を刺されるかもしれないと怯えているから黙認できないと、そういうわけなんだな。
私はその意もしない誰かをとりあえずお社様のたたりって呼んでます。だって誰もがそのいない誰かに気遣ってる。でもその誰かは存在しない。人じゃない。
Everyone follows the rules because they're afraid of that someone. However, even the leaders of the village are afraid of the same thing. Everyone in the village is following the rules because they're afraid of someone who doesn't exist. They still follow the rules of the dam conflict, thinking that they'll be cursed if they forgive Satoko. Who the hell is that someone? They can only call it the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama cursed the Hojo family because they supported the dam project. They still believe that, and Satoko is struggling because of it.
お社様は聡子をたたったりしないのですよ。むしろ可愛いとすら思っていますです。そんなことでお社様の名前を使わないであげてほしいのです。
Rika-chan made a sad face. She's the shrine maiden for Oyashiro-sama and the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. I don't think there's a curse in this village at all. Everyone is just convinced that there is.
ってことはだ。つまり一番悪いのは相談所じゃなくて、どうやらこの村丸ごとってことになりそうだな。
Well, I think you could maybe blame the Science Consultation Center a little. But...
私もそう思った。私もついさっきまでは相談所に何度も陳情をすればきっと聞き入れてもらえると思ってたけど、そんなのは何の解決にもならないって。
カビた畳か。上だけ拭いたって無駄だよな。俺たちが相談所に訴えて仮に聡子が救われてもそいつは一時しのぎにしかならなかったらしい。どうやら畳の根元から腐ったやつを根こそぎ引きずり出してやらなきゃならねえようだな。
その畳の根元ってなんだか私たちのすっごくすぐ近くにみんな集まってるように思うね。
ちけえな。多分20メートル以内にほとんど揃ってるんじゃねえのか。
ちょっと
Oh,
ケイ
what
ちゃ
are
ん
they gonna do?
何を始めるつもりなの？
ミオ、お前は確かに村の深部の人間だ。聡子のことを仲間だと思っていても踏み出せない最後の一歩ってやつがある。この村としがらみのあるミオンと知恵先生が圧力に屈するほかなかったのがだがな、なんのしがらみもねえ俺はな、そんなのに屈する
前原さん、まさかこの場で。
俺はやるぜ。腐った畳なんかこの俺がぶち抜いてやろうじゃねえか。なんだレナもやるか？
Holy wait.
私はこう見えても容赦ない
I
よ。
actually hope it doesn't happen now, because it's gonna be really long.
だよな。でもレナの場合は少し手加減した方がいいな。お前本気でやるとなったら学校一つを爆破くらいはする気がするぜ。
Why are we like just referencing things that literally almost happened or did happen?
ケイイチくんだって
Yeah, we're just-
やると決めたら
we're just
金
saying
属バッ
the
トで
exact
闇
same
討ちくらいは
things,
し
like,
そうな。
お互い敵には回したくねえな。じゃあ行くか。ミオンの立場は十分分かってるぜ。だからミオンは立場上俺と敵対してくれて、ただしヤバいと感じたら逃げとけよ。今日は部活以上にヤバいぜ。本気のもう一つ上の本気で行くからな。
As the next head of her family, she didn't agree with me, but she stared in silence of what I was about to do.
わかった。ケイちゃんが捨て身の覚悟で行くというなら私もやるよ。
そうでなくっちゃな。見てろ、ガツンと言ってやるからな。
しーちゃんはどうする？
私は幸い失うものなんかありませんので協力します。
知恵先生と校長先生の立場は分かってます。ですが今日は学校じゃない。だからどうか俺たちのやることを見過ごしてください。
そうですね。私は今は教師ではありません。私も校長先生もあなたたちに意志を託し
Holy
ます。
Keiichi. Let's see.
私は協力させていただきます。村を出てけと言われたら診療所を畳むくらいの覚悟はありますよ。それに未来のメイドさんを守るために
I'm not listening to you.
ご主人様が一肌脱ぐのは当
I can
然
feel
の
everyone's
ことです。
power. I can feel everyone's power flowing into me. I'm not even gonna try to cool down. I just need to be fired up for something like this. As I turned back, I noticed Oishi-san and my dad. I didn't know how long they'd been standing there.
前原さん、なんだか燃え上がっちゃってるみたいですね。
大石さん、昨日教えてくれたじゃないですか。男には降りられない戦いがあるって。危険牌を強打ちしてでも貫かなくちゃならないことってのがある。
圭一、
父さん止めないでくれよ。確かにご近所付き合いも大事だけどな。でも俺は仲間のために。
父さんは止めんぞ。
え？
He gave me a big smile. I've never seen my dad smile like that
お
before.
前が今大石さんに言った通りだ。男には折れちゃいかん時がある。その時は男の人生のどこかにあるものなんだ。圭一にとってのその時が今だというなら父さんは何も言わん。
ケイイチくんのお父さんかっこいいね。
当たり前だろ。俺の親父だぜ。俺の半分程度はかっこいい。
私はひなみ沢の部外者です。だからどちらの味方もできませんが、前原さんの立ち回り拝見させていただき、乗るか反るかの大勝負。どうせ切るならど真ん中ってのがおやすさんの口癖でしたよ。
I wonder if he said that in chapter 4 and I don't remember it.
危険牌を切ると覚悟を決めたら変に妥協しちゃいけない。降りぬならベタ降り、勝負ならど真ん中とはっきりした方がいい。
麻雀は得点が倍々計算だからな。変に弱気に 2,3 度上がっても一度の大きな上がりにすぐひっくり返されちゃう。勝負手の時はとことん強気がいいんだ。
おや、前原さんのお父さんも麻雀をやられますか。
They started talking about Mahjong together. This is gonna be interesting. Someone from the committee came out and told us to come inside for the meeting. It was time for it to
よっしゃ
start.
行こうぜ。ようやく土俵に上がれるって感じだぜ。
心情の時は一人相撲のように感じていたのはやっぱり正しかったんだね。
ああ、本当の土俵はこっちだったんだ。俺たちは3日間全然的違いな相手と戦っていたんだ。行こうぜ。
Someone pulled my shirt. It was Rika-chan.
圭一、
リカちゃんは聡子の一番の友人であると同時に御三家の一人でもある。だから俺とレナがやることを黙って見ててくれるだけでいい。だがもし聡子を救うために少しでも力を貸してくれるなら応援してくれな。
あの石頭どもを打ち破るというの？
打ち破るさ。前に言ったぜ。こんなの金魚すくいの網より薄いぜ。楽勝でぶち抜いてやる。
Holy Keiichi.
一体どうなってしまうのでしょう。村の風土を指してお社様のたたりか。シオンも面白い例えをするわね。圭一には打ち破れるの？お社様のたたり。
You will break it. Keiichi has the power to break everything. It's not just Keiichi's power, though. Because everyone is working together, Keiichi's able to break anything. This energy is more powerful than the lucky 6 on the
運
die.
じゃない、実力で運命を打ち破る。
Everyone followed Keiichi and entered the assembly hall. I followed in after them. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with Keiichi. If this doesn't work out, that's it for me. I'm gonna give it my very best. Hey, very interesting start next time. Very interested to see where that leads to. Underside, let's break that curse in 2. Achievement unlocked. Civil servants preparations.
そうですか。裏に町会もその鬼ヶ淵死守同盟とかいう同活団体もいないと分かれば、北条聡子さんの件は特別扱いせずに慎重に対応してください。
はい。ひなみ沢の総意でないと分かれば、こちらも落ち着いて処理ができます。
しかし私は好きになれませんね。裏に誰がいようがいなかろうが常に公平な対応をするのが公務員です。同活がまかり通るようなことがあったという先例を残したからひなみ沢は特別扱いだという妙なルールができてしまったのではないですか。
まあ確かに所長のおっしゃる通りだとは思いますが、一応ですね、
わざわざ自治の係長が連合町会が背景にいないことを確認してくれたんですから、うちの職員も厳粛に事務を進めてください。ひなみ沢だからどうすべきかとお伺いを立てること自体がすでに公務員の心構えとして問題です。
はい、申し訳ございません。とにかく裏に村がいないと分かれば安心です。
裏に村がいると分かっても対応を焦るべきではありません。北条聡子さんの件は慎重に対応してください。くれぐれも異例の措置は取らないよう担当に念を押しておいてくださいよ。
Okay. I don't really get the point of that. Don't give her any special... I mean, that's fine. Sure. Wonder if that's saying, though, that they're purposely avoiding... Like, they say, don't treat her like a special case, but because of that, they're not maybe giving the case maybe as much focus as it would need. I don't know. But yes, that'll be it from me then for today. Thank you for everyone who stopped by the stream. I appreciate it, and I'll be back with more Higurashi. Oh, yeah. Hello, Diane. I'm going to be signing off now. Next stream will be them confronting the Hinamizawa community.